Like, you think you're that fucking You're 45. You work at fucking Denny, right?
Dude, that $20 that you just put in your pocket, that quarter you just gave back to me, that's what you're gonna miss from your fucking rent, you piece of shit. What's going on, man? How you been?
I got a bone to pick.
You got a bone to pick. Jeez. With me or with someone?
Nah, just like generally. And it has to do with like, not like politics, but like the way people talk about politics.
Okay. I like where this is going.
It's like people get worked up over the most menial shit, and that pisses me off. And then they talk about things that are being put into the news, but they say the things that, like, whatever side of the fence they fall on, like if they're falling for, like, I'm gonna use gun control as an example. If they fall on the right, they're like, oh, but we need guns to protect people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And it's just like, or if you're on the left, it's like people kill people, whatever. Just like people.
You have no reason to need a semiotic weapon with 30 bullets in it for anything. Hunting should be, yeah.
It's like the politics and like the media and just like this giant freaking glob and gloop of stupid people on TV tell us these things, and then we just repeat them. And it's just like we spit out their talking points, and we're not like, no one has ideas of their own.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, like, I feel like this is what happens with information, okay? Smart people tell stupid people a smart thing. Stupid people take that smart thing, make it stupid, broadcast it on stupid network, and then more stupid people learn more stupid shit, and they're all saying stupid shit to stupid people. And then that way, smart people who would otherwise say smart things get dumbed down into the pile of stupid people because they're all saying the same shit.
What?
Okay. So I know that sounds weird and sounds dumb, but like there's smart people in the world. I think there still is. Okay? And I think that they actually have some credible information. Like certain scientists will release like studies or like actual educational studies and things like that, right? Academic studies.
Yeah.
And then it'll be taken by the media, which is they're in stupid party one, and they distort it or put it into whatever they want to say, so that they get more hits, so that they get more traction, they get more eyes, and then they say it more dumbed down and stupid, right? They make it more accessible, is the quote unquote word, and then they feed it into the general population, which is stupid, and then all those stupid people start repeating it, and then it becomes, like you said, this big messy glob of stupid people saying stupid shit, and then all the smart people start saying the stupid shit because they don't know they're smart yet. That's how I see it, man. I don't know. I thought that's what you were saying. I agree with you though.
I think like the media, like their advert, like or not NPR. Let's say the NRA for an example. That's their like slogan. Like, guns don't kill people, people kill people, and like that's like word for word what people use now to describe why guns are good or bad. And it's kind of just like a crock of bullshit that like this advertising company gave to the NRA as like, okay, this will maybe get people to buy more guns and this will stir up controversy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Or,
I mean,
or like Donald Trump is a bigot or whatever. Like, I'm not arguing against or for either guns or Donald Trump. And I don't entertain the idea of arguing anything about politics on this show because I don't want to like demonize.
That's a rabbit hole that you never go
demonize
down.
Like half of our viewing audience, right?
I think that's just it. I think it's become too polarized. Before discussion was acceptable, now it's not.
I don't really have like I don't have an opinion on a lot of things, and I feel like everyone really like just wants you to have like their opinion. You know, sometimes I'm just like with like going back to the last episode with the success thing. It was like, yeah, I don't really have an opinion. I just like
Mhm.
the question, and I don't know I don't know what I feel until like I'm in the moment, like
I feel like that's the
feeling
most
about it.
annoying thing to someone who wants you to have an opinion though. It's like they're like I want you to have my opinion. This is what they first start with. And then it's like, "Well, I don't share your opinion." And then they're like, "Well, I want you to have a opinion, so at least I could disagree with you." And you're like, "Well, I don't have an opinion on this subject." And then they're just like, "Fuck, I can't argue with you or agree
Yeah,
with you.
it's like
I'm
it,
mad."
and then they go, well, fuck, you're impossible to argue with, and it's just like, but I'm not trying to argue. It's like you can think whatever the hell you want to think. I don't care.
I think that's like more of like a deeper question. Like why do we now always assume that discussion is argument?
Because it is.
You think
Because
so? Like
it
even
always
like
devolves into just like it, it devolves into like those talking points. Again, it's just like this is my point, this is your point. I don't agree with your point. Here are the reasons why, and then like no one wants to give an inch, so they just keep batting heads, and it's just like two ramming bulls going into each other, like a bull and a matador. Like that bull will never get that red freaking I think
cape.
cape. Like the best verbiage I've heard about this is like when I'm really mad, and this is someone else talking, it wasn't me. I don't know where I heard this, but the guy said, when I'm really mad and I pick fights, I know it's going to be the stupidest argument in the world because I'm not seeing anything but red.
Mhm.
And like, sometimes people need to like step back from the argument and be like, okay, what is this really about, you know?
It's
Like,
about the forks being put into the dishwasher in a bad way. Like
yeah.
half the arguments can be equated to that, honestly. I put my forks facing downwards so I don't hit my fingers on them. Well, I put my forks facing the sky because they wash better. Like it's that type of argument. Like
Yeah, it's just
at the end
people.
of the day, it's in the dishwasher and it's getting cleaned, right?
Okay, so here's why I bring this up. All right, I have this guy where I work.
Ooh, I like a story segue. Let's hear it.
I
This
have this
guy.
I have this guy at my work. I'm not gonna say his name.
Let's give him a fake name
Let's
just
give
to
him
like
like okay
Jeff.
yeah, Jeff works. So Jeff, right? He's he works with me, and he's like not
Okay,
my boss.
wait. How old is Jeff?
Oh, probably like I don't want to be mean.
I don't want to be a dick, but he looks
Like
old.
I'm gonna talk shit about this guy, but I don't want to be a dick and guess his age. Uh,
Dude, it's like the personal trainer all over.
he's probably in his 40s, I would guess.
Okay. Jeff, the 40-year-old man.
Man, and he's like he's not my boss, but he kind of directs me to go places. Like he's not like my direct superior, but he is the person telling me where to go because I drive, so he tells me occasionally where to go, and he kind of picks out orders that I have to take to places. And sometimes like I'm talking to another person and he just comes in and like the other day he was just like I was talking to a guy about me being a policeman and
Okay.
we were talking about like
Let's say this guy's name is George for the story's sake.
nah, Jeff and George, that's too much alliteration. Let's say his name is Mark or something.
Okay, Mark.
So me and Mark are talking.
Dude, you
Uh
and Mark must be besties, man. Gosh. Like,
he's a funny
I
guy.
just I don't even let you finish the story. We just keep adding on names. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, so me and Mark, we're talking. We're talking about like me wanting me to be a cop someday, and he's saying something about something or other about maybe guns or I don't know. We were just on some random topic of conversation, and then Jeff he walks up and he looks at me and he gives me this puzzled look, and he's like, "Hmm, that sounds like socialism." And I was like, "What?"
Wait. So you tell Mark. So Alex tells Mark, "Hey, I want to be a police officer, or
No,
I'm
like
gonna be a police officer."
Mark and me, we're like we're chummy at work. We talk about like whatever,
Yeah.
and we're like talking about like guns or policing, or I think we were talking about how I don't think police officers should have guns.
Okay. So like something relevant to the current political climate, some chit chat at work.
And then Jeff comes and gives me this look, and he's like, "Hmm, that sounds like socialism." And I'm like, "What?"
Really, Jeff? What does socialism sound like? I'm interested to hear that. Like, what do the streets of Cuba sound like at night?
He's like,
Like,
"Oh, have you ever read Marx?" And I'm like, "Well, I know of him."
Have you ever read Marx?
Like
I
I know of him.
haven't read Mark. I'm actually talking to him. You interrupted our conversation.
I know the general idea, you know. And he starts going on this rant about how like guns don't kill people. Like he starts making these like points. He's like, guns don't kill people, people kill people. And I'm like, and he's like, oh, how many lives has socialism uh ever killed or whatever? And like me,
Oh,
I'm like,
He was like, "Oh, how many lives has democracy killed? How many lives has communism killed?"
and I'm like trying to get out of this conversation. So I'm like kind of avoiding eye contact with him, like trying to go do my work instead of talking to this random guy that I met a month ago about stupid things that I don't like really care about.
Fair.
So he continues on
Yes.
he continues on talking to me, and like I kind of have to get pulled into this conversation because I don't want to be completely rude, right?
No, because he's still your coworker.
I
He's
just
like
started
slightly
working
above
there a
you.
month ago. He's slightly above me, like all this stuff. So it's like a socially awkward position to be in. And he and I say those other talking points, right? I'm like, well, socialism, like I wasn't really talking about socialism at all, but like socialism has killed a lot of people, yes, but like how many has capitalism killed, which is another talking point, which I agree with as well. Um, like
Dude, let's get into it right now. Let's absolutely. No, I'm kidding.
that's not.
Yeah, that's
And I'm like,
that's a
yo, well,
topic for a
like,
different day.
and he's like, well, where have they killed them? And I'm like, well, just because you don't see them killing people in your country doesn't mean they don't kill people in other countries. And he was like, well, think of why they killed them. And I was like, it doesn't really matter. Like people are still dying, you know. Um, and he just kept saying that. Think of why. And I'm just like, well, to get out of this conversation, because I'm leaving at this point. Like I'm out the door, ready to go in my car to go whatever.
Yeah, go do your job.
My job, yeah. I'm leaving, and I'm just like, because another guy walks in. Let's call him like Andrew. Andrew walks in, and
So
at this point,
wait. Just to update the audience,
at
we
this
have
point,
Andrew, Jeff.
Mark is nowhere to be found. Mark
So
has
Mark dipped. Mark is already out of this conversation. So
Mark has left this conversation. It's just me and Jeff, and then freaking Andrew walks in, and he's like, "What's going on?" And he's like a kind of a grumpy old,
what's going on?
grumpy old like 55-year-old guy, right? And I just go to Jeff and Mark. I'm like, well,
Well, Mark's gone, bro. What are you talking about, Mark? Mark
oh,
is
sorry,
gone, dude.
I go to Jeff and Andrew. I'm like, yo, well, I don't really like talking about politics. And the reason why I don't is because people just like have their narrow view of the world and won't really move past anything else than their narrow view. So I find it kind of meaningless to talk about it with them. I just let people live in their ignorance, right?
Yeah, I've heard you say pretty much those exact words before, so I know that that's pretty accurate, actually.
And then he's just like, and then Jeff, he still wants to keep going. He's like, well, I've done the research. And I just go, okay. And then I walk out the door.
Okay.
Like, whatever.
Dude, okay, as much as that was probably like this whole ordeal and this conversation, the only thing I took out of that are like people that force you to stay into a conversation or like just keep talking are the worst, man.
Yeah.
Oh my, I have this like, so
And it's the worst. It's the worst for me because I'm so socially awkward at times when I'm in like socially awkward conversation, like things like that.
I think it's just
so
weird
hard
because
for
you're
me
not
to get
his
out with
peer.
them. Yeah.
That's just a socially awkward conversation. You don't want to really talk about politics at work because then that just puts a label on you, and then you're like just sitting going back and forth, dude. It's annoying, and it's like people, like I said, people that corner you into a conversation and then like force you to talk about it are the worst.
God, it was painful.
Dude, do you ever like have you ever like stood in a doorway for like a good 15 minutes
Yeah. No,
and kept backing up and they just keep talking?
yeah, so then you have to make that like you're backing up one step, but then they keep talking to you, so you have to like and stand back up and like acknowledge them again, and then
And you're just at that point where you're going, yep,
your hand is on the doorknob the entire time.
yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, okie doke. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Okay, stop talking. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. Like that's it. People suck sometimes, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jeff, Mark, and Andrew.
Yeah. That was a tough day. That was yesterday too.
No, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
So are you gonna start calling him Jeff?
On the podcast, maybe.
No. Just in real life.
No,
Hey.
I'm not gonna call him Jeff.
And he's like, why do you keep calling me Jeff? And it's like, oh man, that's a good one. I can't tell you, but it's a doozy.
His name can't be further from Jeff.
My name, not Jeff. Well, that was a pretty lighthearted start to the podcast, man. God.
Yeah, hello. Welcome to the Thesis Podcast with Alex and Caeleb.
What's going on?
What's going on? We don't like doing the intros of this podcast at the intro, do we?
No, usually 25 to 15 minutes in, or 15 to 25 minutes in, that's when we get to...
At the last possible second.
To be honest, we do our intros about halfway through the podcast.
Hey, you know what's better than being in really awkward conversations where you have no way of getting out of them except for slowly walking out the door and shutting it on the other person's face?
While they're still talking?
Yes.
What is it?
Like being in a situation where you're like obeying the law, but you're just like obeying it in a way that's making everyone else's life harder than it has to be. Like when I'm in the car sometimes, and I take pride in this, and I probably shouldn't, but it's something that like I love doing because
whenever you say you take pride in something, I always know it's going to be like some shitty human activity.
I guess I'm just a dickhead, but it isn't. I think I'm actually in the right in this situation. But when I'm in the car and I'm like going, the maximum speed limit is like 60, and there's like a lineup of cars behind me just waiting to pass me, and they have no way of getting past me. It is the best feeling in the fucking world. Because
to do what? To go
just to like go the maximum speed limit.
Oh, so like just go 60 while everyone's trying to pass you on the highway.
Exactly 60. It's just...
Dude, you're a fucking piece of shit, man.
Dude. especially in my hometown where everyone drives 20 over all the time, no matter where you are, and you're just going the max, and it's just like people are giving you the bird. Like, I've got people honking my horn at me, that kind of stuff, and I was just like, nope, I'm going the speed limit.
Dude, you keep making it sound like, oh, I'm going the maximum. Dude, you're going the speed limit. Going the maximum? What? You think you're driving so fast? You're driving 60, bro. Okay? No one can pass you. You're holding up traffic. This
It's,
is why this is why people get stuck on highways in the middle of winter storms. Is you.
I take pride in causing other people minuscule amounts of pain through their day, and making their day just a teensy bit worse, but teaching them a valuable lesson, which is patience is a virtue.
And don't speed.
Yes, speeding kills.
I have absolutely no patience. Dude, you know what I would have no patience for though? Is you in your shitty fucking beat up car in front of me if I was like driving like a fast car. Like if I'm like in like a Ferrari or like a Corvette or something like that,
That
and I'm like
would
this
be
douchebag who has his sunglasses on and his roof down
in like a V-neck.
in a V-neck with like a massive chain and the big cross. Like
With thug life tatted on your chest.
and like definitely flames on the side of my car, and I would just look at your shitty Toyota Camry. So I'm looking here at sad fucking Sally and I'm staring at her in my V-neck with my big chain, my massive designer sunglasses, flames on the side of my car, a beautiful blonde in my right hand seat, and I'm going 60 on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just imagined that pain, and you know what? I would do the same as you. You know what? I'm gonna start doing it, man.
And I would be in the front of the pack just fucking giggling to myself like fucking Chad.
And this is modern day entertainment, boys and girls.
Dude, speaking of Chad, you know what I find very offensive? For I don't even know what reason.
Brad.
Karen.
Oh,
I find Karen just like a cringy, like just offensive thing that I would never want someone to say to anyone that I know.
oh, you're such a Karen.
It's
Like,
just it might be the worst insult I've ever heard.
like, imagine your name's Karen. Okay, wait. This might be a bit specific, so I'm not gonna say what their new name is, but someone I work with changed their name, and it used to be Karen.
They had to change their name?
No, they were changing their name, but their name was Karen, and they changed their name this year, which is like, I feel like they low-key changed their name because they didn't like the connotation of Karen.
I mean, I would.
If my name was Karen, yeah.
I feel like that's a name like Jeff. Or like what's another Brad or Chad. Like you just have to change it now.
Dude, what's like the equivalent to Karen? It's not Darren. Darrens are usually kind of chill.
No, the equivalent to Karen is like a Kevin.
Kevin.
Or maybe not even like a
dude,
Kevin. Maybe like a Liam.
No, it's Kevin, dude. Because think about Kevin. Kevin has his nerdy, shitty glasses on, his horrible attitude, and he looks at you dead in the face and says, "Can I get my 5 cents back for my coffee?"
Oh, I gotta tell you another story. What would you? Okay.
This episode's story time. Fuck it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because
Honestly.
I had to do that the other day, and I was again. That was a proud moment in my life where I stood up to a misdeed that I have been dealt with in my regular life, and I stood up to this chick, and she deserved everything she got.
Was she a Karen?
She was not a Karen. She was. I think this is why I don't like Karen, going back to that. There's like a white girl that's like mildly annoying. Like, just call her like annoying. But going back to the story, like,
Karen is worse than annoying. That's bad.
I was at Denny's, and I was with my
I've-
buddies.
I've never been to a Denny's.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
Cool. Continue.
I was with my buddies, and this, it's like 1:00 at night, and we were going up to the person who takes our order, right? And this girl, she's like not having it. She's having the worst day of her life. She's like just giving me the stink eye.
The
And-
employee.
The employee. She gave me the stink eye, and I'm like, hey, can I get such and such, like a waffle and fries or whatever?
Mhm.
And she like, I don't know what I said specifically, or I think I wanted to change my order or something. And she rolled her eyes at me, and at this point, I had the rage of 1,000 men inside of me. I was ready.
The entire Roman army.
I was ready to punch her.
He was about to kick her into the Spartan hole. Like, no meme.
And then, like, just over the course of this order, it just got worse and worse and worse until she, like, I was like, okay, here's my $20. And she puts it in her pouch. And she hands me the receipt.
Mhm.
Now, what did she miss there, Caeleb?
She didn't offer you your change first.
Right?
Because here's the thing.
No,
And I agree with you here.
She didn't offer me my change at all. And the change, it was like 25 cents. But at this point, I was so mad. And I was like, you give me no good service at all.
Please tell me you did this.
I was
I'm
like-
so excited.
I was like, lady, I got a bone to pick. Give me my change.
Give me my 25 cents. Give me my one quarter.
Give me my quarter back. I think it was actually 20 cents, and she handed me a 25 cent, and then she said, keep the change. And I was ready to kill her. At that point, I was so pissed off.
Okay, wait. Low-key, I respect this waitress for giving you extra change and saying keep the change, though.
No, but she did it. She did it with just this smug attitude that I like. Oh, you had to be there to witness it, but this was like one of the maddest I've ever been.
Dude, and you
Getting
talked
me
her
worked up
all the
right
way
now.
back to the table, didn't you?
No, the worst is my buddies like went up the order after because it was all takeout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pandemic.
Yeah, fuck
And-
that. She doesn't deserve no tip. She didn't even come to your table.
And and then I asked them after, and I explained the story to them, and they were all like, "Yeah, we gave her a tip." And I was like, "Why?"
Dude, like,
The most painful waitress I wanted to get her fired. At that point in my life, like, I'll never go back to that place anymore.
corporate.
They have lost my business. That's worse, man. Oh, it's just story time right now. That's worse than I went to Krispy Kreme once, and they didn't take. I was waiting at the
Counter?
drive-through
Okay.
speaker for like 10 minutes. I was waiting there. This is like a 3-hour line.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I was
Because
waiting
you sent me a Snapchat of that.
And me and my buddy were like, okay, no one's like answering, so let's just go up. And we go up, and she's like, yeah, I can't take your order at the window. Wait in line again.
Around?
Yeah.
And you guys have been in line for 3 hours at this point.
No, I think this is like when it used to be like an hour, but we waited another hour. We had to wait 2 hours. I was ready to get her fired.
Wait, you guys waited for that?
Yeah.
Dude, I would have just looked at her and said, none of you guys are answering the thing. I'm not moving this line along until you take my
did.
order.
We were waiting there for like 5 minutes, Caeleb.
No, that's what I mean. Like I would have just told the employee that like not
Oh,
another car is gonna
the
go through
manager
here.
came. She's like,
You're
"Yeah, we're
joking.
gonna call the police if you guys don't leave."
Dude.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, what time does Denny's close or is it like IHOP 24/7?
Denny's is 24/7.
Um, I I think the worst experience I've ever had in food service, like from a person, we waited at this. There's this taco place, this Mexican place, just out of like just outside of Ottawa. I'm not from Ottawa, so I'm willing to say where it is. Actually, I'm going to call this place out because it was that bad. It was literally so horrible. I think it's called like Texies or something like that. But anyway, we go into this place. Beautiful decor, nice place. This smells great. You can see the kitchen. Everybody's working hard. It's a cool environment. You step in, sit down. I order appetizers. Okay. Order some appetizers. We're sitting down. This is me and my ex-girlfriend's family, okay? We're sitting down trying to eat some food. We're fucking starving. Okay. It's 7:30 p.m. We just finished work at 7. We drove to Ottawa, like the outskirts of Ottawa. Went to this place. We're like, good. This is gonna be some good grub. I ordered some avocado toast shit, okay? Or like avocado taco toast, like appetizer with like bruschetta. And it was supposed to be good. And like a couple other things. When I tell you we waited for an hour for our appetizers, I'm not joking. It was 63 minutes of wait for our appetizers. Our server never came to our table once during that 63 minutes. They didn't refill our water. They didn't put new chips in the bowl or new salsa. They ran away from us. They literally, like, my server came in eye contact with me and she saw, like, I gave her a dirty look pretty much, like, a lot. 15 times, I'm pretty sure I counted that happened. Okay, so at this point, I'm livid. Like, I'm starving. It is 8:30 p.m. I walked into this restaurant at 7:30, and I haven't even gotten my appetizers yet. So I stand up, I go to the host stand, and I say, "Can I talk to the manager? Like, can I just speak to the manager quickly, or to my server? Like, someone. Can I talk to someone?" And they were like, "Yeah, no problem." 25 minutes later, someone shows up to my table. I look at them, and I'm like, "Okay, so I want all my food takeout, and we're gonna leave." And the manager kind of just looked at me and went, "I'm not gonna do that." And I'm like, yeah, you are." And they were like, "Absolutely not." And I looked at the manager and I was like, "Okay, well, I've been sitting in this chair for 2 hours. Not a single person here has even received or we've received one of our 4 appetizers in 2 hours. I am leaving this restaurant, and I'm either gonna go cook my food in the back kitchen, or you're gonna give it to me now, and I'm gonna leave." And they went and got our food, cooked it up in 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes, they got it done. They hadn't even had it fired. They got our food in 5 minutes. We dipped, and it was fucking shit.
They probably spit in it.
Dude, I want to spit in this person's face, dude. We were waiting there for 2 hours. No one even came to fill up our water, man. And I was, and then my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend now, but the girlfriend at the time had the audacity 3 days later to say, "Do you want to try that Mexican place again?"
Oh, no.
When I tell you I didn't want to talk to her for 3 days, that's how I felt after her bringing that up.
That's why I hate the service industry. People think things are expected in that industry, man. Nothing is expected in this life. Jeez.
I've worked in a restaurant before. I've dealt with like shitty wait times. Like you talk to your table at least. You don't just like glance at them and get scared.
2 hours for avocados?
Bro, that was actually the only good thing. That was actually kind of decent. That's why I remember it. Okay, their avocado toast bruschetta shit was actually half decent. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like this is why people get McDonald's. Like it's cheap and fast. Yeah. So don't go to Mexican places that aren't run by literally anyone who is Mexican.
Yeah, don't go to Denny's. And if I know you and you know which Denny's I'm talking about, wink, wink, the one next to my house, and you're listening to this like podcast, don't go to that Denny's, please.
Seriously.
I know they entice you in with their sausages and their fantastic, well, like whatever,
All day breakfast.
all day breakfast. It's just like go to McDonald's, get some hotcakes.
Honestly. Dude, like because of this story, I'm never gonna go to Denny's.
Good.
But Denny,
you know
if
what?
you did want to change my
You know what?
opinion on Denny's, make sure to sponsor the podcast.
As long as I change one person's mind, it was all worth it.
Yeah, man. I think tonight's podcast was just about just getting some anger out.
Honestly.
Hey guys, what do you guys do podcasts about? Sometimes I just need to talk because I'm angry at the world, and I like being angry at the world every once in a while because it means. Actually, I'm gonna bring it back to the first topic that we had. I like being angry at the world because it's the only thing that people fucking agree on.
Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna quote that one day. I like being angry at the world because it's the only thing people can actually agree on.
Seriously, every discussion turns into an argument, every talking point, every fucking. No, you know what? I hate people. I hate the world. We all suck. And that's it. And you know what? No one can dispute that.
But-
Fuck you, Mother Teresa.